big time, had a couple of crucial turnovers, plus a missed free throw down the stretch, and he was going up against a guy he had 8 inches on. I can't say enough about the job that Chris Paul ultimately did. Kevin Durant doesn't want to give him credit. That's fine. That's fair. I definitely think you got to give Chris Paul some credit. And as a negative, I've got to look at Scott Brooks. And I'm really tired of bringing up his name because I'm a fan of Scott Brooks as a person and as a coach. And I think that he's done a very, very good job as coach of the Oklahoma City Thunder. But when you consider the fact that they keep knocking on the door but can't seem to get over the hump, at some point in time, we're going to have to look at him and ask the question as to why that is. When games get tight and teams make runs, you look at the Clippers and the fluidity with which they move the basketball, whether it's a Chris Paul, whether it's a Jamal Crawford, whether it's a Matt Barnes, whether it's a Blake Griffin, whether it's a Darren Collison, who was sensational, particularly in the fourth quarter with his 12 points yesterday. I also have to look at Scott Brooks continuing to do the same thing he always does. Kevin Durant turns his backside to somebody, stretches his arm out, gets the ball, and then finds himself in one-on-one situations. This is not how they accumulated a 22-point lead earlier in the game. It's not how they accumulated a 16-point lead in the fourth quarter before collapsing. But nevertheless, they go away from what they did to get them to the point where they're at an advantage, and they revert to two-man basketball, Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook against everybody else. And it's not going to fly if you want to win a championship. They have now allowed this to become a series instead of sticking their foot on the Clippers' proverbial throat, because they resorted to the same old, which Doc Rivers and Chris Paul and the Clippers were allowed to offset. So on a plus side, it's Chris Paul